What is going on, everybody? Rajay back in the house. Thanks for swinging by to check out another video back here on the Reaction channel. So, been away for a bit, been kind of sidetracked with other projects I've been working on for the other channels, and of course with work. Finally getting some time to get back into here and sharing some of these reactions. So, hopefully you guys enjoy this video. This one actually comes from Aaron Hoy, who made this recommendation to check out Akala from the UK. This is Fire in the Booth Part 1. I believe it's the correct video. Aaron, if not, let me know. I saw there were more versions of Fire in the Booth, so want to make sure I definitely have the right one. But Fire in the Booth, let's go ahead and check this out, and thank you guys for watching.
I know you're gonna dig this.
Oh yeah, perfect.
Yo.
I like that beat coming in.
Yo.
I like you. You're like a tiger.
Yes, I grew up on a dole in a single parent family. Been through a little bit of tragedy. Yes, I was around drugs and violence before the day that I started secondary. That's part of it, not half of it. Get the picture, the rest ain't necessary. Growing up, got a little caught up. That ain't even half of my life.
So he's already coming in, giving a nice little breakdown of the tragedy and stuff that he's come out of growing up from a young age. So we can see where this is going to be kind of going into maybe like a bio on himself, how he's actually grown through the years, and we'll see how that flows through.
So given the knowledge of self, that is all we actually need to survive. If you saw me, age 9, reading Malcolm, just fine. Teachers still treated me stupid. Students that couldn't speak English, they put me in groups with. The irony is, some of the first man to give me schooling, you were called youngsters. I already explained that we know what the truth is. They used to say, don't be like me. Yeah, I got a name and don't on the street like.
Like how he references the lyrical gangsters, kind of the upbringing, you know, he was kind of puts it aside, but at a young age, he kind of picked up the rap game. Also, the nice reference there to learning about Malcolm as well, so that's actually pretty neat too.
Youngsters. I already explained that we know what the truth is. They used to say don't be like me. Yeah, I got a name and don't on the street. Nighttime comes, I can't sleep. It's the part that rappers don't speak. We don't hit the road cause we're thugs. Don't come out the room, wanna sell drugs. If we got the right guidance and love, would we fight people just like us? How could I knock the hustle to get by? How do you think I ate as a child? Judge no one, done many things wrong. Just don't boast about it in songs, but listen to my older bars. I was just as confused as you probably are, but you grow when you learn. Travel on cut, one too many man, you know, get caught up. One too many man that could have been doctors, end up spending the whole life boxed up. You learn if you study, so set out just to make them money. No cover, it's all about getting poor people to fight with one another. So it's logical that us killing our brothers, dissing our mothers is right in line with the dominant philosophy of our time. But time is a cycle, not a line. Comes back around, you regain your mind. You be ready for the energy I challenge in my rhyme. Remedy the pedigree, the jeopardy of your mind. When the world this leverage is a crime. We can all fight with our brothers over crumbs. Harder to fight the one who makes guns. We can all talk get $2. Harder to be the one who seeks knowledge. If we understood economics with no money's nothing, think nothing of it. Money is a means to get wealth, not the wealth itself. And don't get confused, far from broke. All that you see me do I own, but I won't hang what I make around my neck. I know from where that the diamonds came, but I do literally own a library that definitely costs more than your chain. And businesses and property, far from starving. I eat quite properly and I don't care.
Wow. So a lot of information he hit going through there, hitting on the things just about the more importance of the knowledge rather than being in the streets. Just because he hasn't done this stuff you don't hear him talking about doesn't mean he hadn't done it either. The whole thing with some of the rap stuff over periods has been more about guys like boasting about some of the different things they've done. You hear some of the songs out there and it's like, sometimes in rap it's almost like you're hearing things that people are putting out there and you're like, why is that like a cool thing, right? Like, you know, you done this, or you held up here, held up people here, you did this over there. It's like jacking people is not a cool thing. You know, growing up when I did in this time of hip hop, going through the 90s, having the gangster rap stuff come out, at a point when it first came out it was something, but then it became a thing of, as you got more knowledge, like, why is that a cool thing you would want to emulate, right? Like, people that do those things are trying to do it to get out of a situation possibly, but it's not something that makes you a better person, so to speak. Like, there's nothing that comes with that. Usually you end up in jail or you end up dead. So getting the knowledge and putting your time into those type of things definitely gives you more opportunity. So with him striving in here, he's kind of pointing that out as well. Talks about, you know, like I said, mentioned the diamonds and the things, you know where they come from, and all the stories about the diamond mines, all that kind of stuff. So the flow is smooth. Listening to him kind of takes me back to listening to like Twister and some of the other speed rappers from back in the 90s. I'm kind of feeling what he's doing here, so I'm enjoying this right now. So let's get back more into it.
Said it for the kids who need to know you're not broke to listen. Don't know an asset from a liability, they've never been shown or told the difference, so they don't change situation. Richest man in Britain is Asian, that's significant, not coincidence. Asian people build businesses not by flossing, going out shopping, giving up their culture for everyone's profit. Who runs Bollywood? Indian people. Who runs our ish? So we shake our ass and dance as if racism just upped and vanished, but has...
Whoa. Like that part. Go ahead and rewind that back, because he's breaking it down, talking about building wealth, how other groups are building wealth, how, as a black community, we miss out on building wealth because the things that we're looking at aren't the things that are going to build the community. Like that part that he brought into that.
But I do literally own a library that definitely costs more than your chain and businesses and property. Far from starving, I eat quite properly and I don't care. Just said it for the kids who need to know you're not broke to listen. Don't know an asset from a liability, they've never been shown or told the difference, so they don't change situation.
And also with the asset and liability, for years and years and years, schools should be teaching a lot of that stuff on how you balance books, how you make money. That should be like a high school class. We have a lot of stuff taught in high schools, but they should know how to survive coming out of high school, because not everybody's going to go to college. You should know assets, liabilities, capital, how to make money, how to pay bills, how to balance your books. I like that he threw that in there as well.
Man in Britain is Asian, that's significant, not coincidence. Asian people build businesses not by flossing, going out shopping, giving up their culture for everyone's profit. Who runs Bollywood? Indian people. Who runs our ish? So we shake our ass and dance as if racism just upped and vanished, but has it? No, it's right on course. You're beaten so bad you're trained to ignore. Let me not just make sweeping statements. Give me a second, I'll explain it. For small amounts of drug possession, there's more black people in jail in America than there is for rape and armed robbery and murder all put together. You can say they're just locking up thugs. Imagine they're in prison, every middle class kid that had ever held drugs. Oh, that's right, that'd be your kids. Bigger than that, what is going on with this? Prison in America's private business. To get paid 50k per year per inmate by the state. Just wait, also legally are allowed to use their prison inmates as slaves.
And we know how here in the States, prisons are money for a lot of corporations. You don't have the slavery, but you basically have some of the slave labor by using prison workers. Many of our corporations are using slave labor in all kinds of different ways because they don't have to pay the inmates as much to do jobs that they don't have to pay the regular citizens a higher wage on. Yeah. I like where he's going with it. I'm digging it.
Slave labor, big corporations, they come out of jail when they can't get a job. So when we celebrate going to jail, we are literally celebrating enslavement. Add to that the hood that you live in, engineered social condition that breeds crime by design. Where do you think you get your... And you can say that they're just black, but I like to deal with facts. In the 1920s, you would have found in America black towns, prospering centers of economics to education to make you proud. But some people couldn't bear that the former slaves would not just lie down to the KKK.
Woo! Yes, indeed. Dropping some history out there. People in this country, a lot of people just recently, in the last couple of years, even found out about Black Wall Street, Tulsa, Oklahoma. There's other spots all around the country where there's been successful black communities that were basically destroyed. Go ahead with your bad self, son.
And other hate groups. Burn those towns to the ground, killing hundreds if it ain't understood. You think you were always living in the hood? It's only been 60 years since the hung blacks and burned them, and that was so cool. They were your baskets, picnic baskets, even gave kids the day off school. Go see a lynching.
He says 60 years. I think there was some even probably in the last 20 or so years. And we know some of the police brutality that's taken place has been a part of it as well, which some people have referenced as modern day lynchings.
And that was so cool. They were your baskets, picnic baskets, even gave kids the day off school. Go see a lynching. Have a picnic, it's fun to watch the little monkeys die. And people act a little dysfunctional. You wanna pretend that you don't know why.
And if you haven't seen that before, I would say Google lynchings in America. There will be stuff you'll find for images where people would be gathered around lynchings. Kids will be sitting there holding like a bag of popcorn. He's not lying. I mean, that's history. It's history untold here in the States, and he's bringing it all out here. This is definitely fire in the booth.
If your color means you can be killed and you're powerless to get justice about it, is it difficult to figure out how you would then end up feeling about it? And that ain't excuses, just dealing with the roots of abuses that make a reality. We're a generation of young men speak of ourselves as dirt casually. That's America, this Britain. Something similar, some different. In this country, the first enslaved were the working class. What's changed? Worse jobs, worse conditions, most tax. Look where you live and yet you go to the pub. Friday night you will fight with a guy, don't know what for, won't fight with a guy. Shooting a tie who send your kids to die in a war. They don't send the kids to the rich or the politician, it's your kids, the poor British, get the same to go and die in.
poor always. War starts, that's who they usually attract in. That's who usually gets sent to the front lines.
Foreign land, for these wars that you don't understand. Yeah, they say you are British, and that lovely patriotism they feed you. But in reality, you have more in common with immigrants than with your leaders. I know both sides of my family, black and white, are fed ghetto mentality, reality in this system. Poor people dirt regardless of shade. But with that said, let's not pretend that everything is the same. When our grandparents came here to Britain, if you had a criminal record, you couldn't get in. That ain't protecting from all of the stupid abuses they will be living. Kicked in the teeth, stabbed in the street, many times firebombed our houses, put feces through our letterbox, and of course the cops did so much about it. Daily, up to the 80s, people spitting in my palm cause I was a baby. But of course, that has had no effect on why today we are crazy. And none of this was for any good reason. They were just dark and breathing to ease the guilt now for all of this treatment. Constant stereotypes are needed. So if I celebrate how big that my kid are, bricks that I'm flipping, clips that I'm sticking, chicks that I'm hitting, I'm playing my position. But if I teach a kid to be a mathematician,
why am I just hearing about this guy now? This dude is spitting truth, spitting history, spitting all kinds of lyrics. He should definitely be bigger over here if he's not as big in Britain. I don't know how big he is in Britain, but dude is dropping the knowledge. Oh my gosh. This is why I love hip-hop. This is what drew me into it. Again, been around since the beginning of hip-hop. Back in the golden era, having MCs kick stuff like this out was not something uncommon. Nowadays, you get a lot of the drizzle, a lot of the other stuff they're doing, a lot of the mumble rap or whatever, or the trap music. This is what the true hip-hop was back in the day. It's refreshing to see a younger dude actually kicking this out there. So let's get back into it. Woo! And how does he not need a drink of water right now? I'm thirsty myself just watching him going on.
messing with the schism, how they gonna fill a prison when materialism is no longer our religion? What do you think we got now in Britain? Just like America, private prison, prison for profit. That mean when your kids go jail, people make money off it. So keep environments that breed crime, build more jails at the same time. Market badness to the kids in the rhymes. Long as rich kids ain't dying, it's fine. Get them to the point where some are so lost they actually believe if they don't celebrate killing themselves off. That it's because they're soft. Was Malcolm soft? Was Marley soft? Tell me, was Marcus Garvey soft?
Think about that. Celebrating because they don't kill themselves off. Wow. That's powerful.
Market badness to the kids in the rhymes. Long as rich kids ain't dying, it's fine. Get them to the point where some are so lost they actually believe if they don't celebrate killing themselves off. That it's because they're soft. Was Malcolm soft? Was Marley soft? Tell me, was Marcus Garvey soft? Well, was Muhammad Ali soft? Nah, I think not, but they want us to think that the road is cool. Being on road is all we could do. We don't control the wholesale production, so who benefits from us moving the food? Or thinking there's no way out of road life, but Malcolm X used to hustle on the roadside. And Marcus Garvey organized more than 6 million people with no Facebook or Twitter. Why is it something you can't eat? Ish. One of my own homeboys did a 10 straight in the boxing yard. Now what's he doing? Passing his doctorate. Don't tell me that it's too hard. Who trained you to believe you're inferior? Sungbo Ebedo in Nigeria are the remains of an ancient moat dug 1,000 years ago. 20 meters wide, 70 down. Round the remains of an ancient town that's 400 square miles around. 400 square miles around. Please don't believe me. It was a documentary on BBC, but we ain't studying history. Too busy watching MTV. And MTV said, wear platinum. Now everybody wanna go and wear platinum. And MTV said, pop magnums. Now everybody wanna go and pop magnum. If MTV said, drink prune juice, you will start hearing that in tune soon. Hey, today I warm up.
I know he did not just go prune juice. Oh my God, he went prune juice. That's pretty funny right there. But you know what? If MTV said it, some of these younger generation, they would do it.
MTV, and MTV said, wear platinum. Now everybody wanna go and wear platinum. And MTV said, pop magnums. Now everybody wanna go and pop magnum. If MTV said, drink prune juice, you will start hearing that in tune soon. Hey, today I wore my Cartier. Is it now more important what I got to say? Oh, and I drive a Mercedes, by the way, so everybody listen to what I got to say. Does that make you all happy? But it's my head still nappy. Think for myself, so some mad at me. But on the mic, ain't not one bad as me. All of this here's good for the rhymes. Put us in the same place at the same time, and it's clear to everybody I'm out of my mind. Some of these guys are running out of their rhymes. Clear to everybody that has got ears. I'm the guy that they just might fear, that they wanna get near, but they can't have a peer. Oh dear, I'm hard liquor, you just like beer. Front on the kid for another 5 years. Come to my shows and some cry tears. Mean that much to them, it's a movement. I don't speak for myself, but a unit. Black, white, man, woman, anyone who respects truth we put in. Dudes are like no dinner, we're just pudding. Yeah, you're sweet but no substance pudding. You can never ever be with a level on. Our songs get played out there in Lebanon. We speak for the people properly, not for the old fat guys in offices and the girls loving. It ain't fair, you can't even be bothered to comb his hair. Anyway, that's enough kissing my own ass. Back to the more important task of being so shower. I got half the hood screaming, knowledge is power. And I ain't saying that'll change rap back, but I do know this for a fact. Right now there's a youth on your block with his hands on his face screwed up. So he don't care, don't give a that he won't let nobody Everybody caught his bluff, but the words go in. Open your shackles, once that's happened, there is no going backwards. You start to see what is really happening. Who the enemy you should be attacking is. So read, stuck on the block, read, sitting in the box, read. Don't let them say what you can achieve. Cause when people are enslaved, one of the first things they do is stop them reading. Cause it is well understood that intelligent people will take their freedom. Cause if we knew our power, we would understand we can't be held down if we...
Think about that. To get them enslaved, you take away their reading. It's truth. And to brainwash them, you force them to read certain things so they only can think a certain way as well. So reading, knowledge, definitely a key.
Happening, who the enemy you should be attacking is. So read, stuck on the block, read, sitting in the box, read. Don't let them say what you can achieve. Cause when people are enslaved, one of the first things they do is stop them reading. Cause it is well understood that intelligent people will take their freedom. Cause if we knew our power, we would understand we can't be held down. If we knew our power, we would not elevate not one of these clowns. If we knew our power, we wouldn't get arrogant when we get 2 pennies. If we knew our power, we would see what everybody sees, that we're rich already. But never mind, MCs go run for your mummy. I'm hungry, I run for my tummy. That's enough, back to worshipping money. I'm off, back to the study.
Yo. Now he takes a drink of water.
That mic has been burned.
In the state records. Now that is what you cool.
Yeah, that right there. That's pure fire in the booth. Aaron, thanks for throwing that my way. Definitely enjoyed that video. We'll be taking a deeper look here at Akala. I need to hear more about him. Why isn't he getting the notoriety out there? Why is he getting his stuff dropped? I mean, obviously we have a lot of people out there that are doing different things, but that was pure fire. Definitely happy to share that here on the channel. Let me know what you guys think of it by leaving a comment off the video. You know, just listen to that last part. He was going through the reading. In my mind, I thought of the movie The Book of Eli with Denzel and why it was so powerful for Gary Oldham's character to try to get that book away from him, because it's that knowledge of reading, it's that knowledge of power, it's that guidance of hope, it's that way to get out of any type of struggle. If people read, they become smarter. They basically provide themselves the intelligence they need to actually get out of their situation. And if you can keep that away from them, then they don't do that. And he killed it on that part. Great MC right there. Let me know what you guys think by leaving a comment. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. This one's a little bit longer of a take here. It was like an 8-minute video, I think, pretty much. And dude kicked the verse for like 7.5 of that. Didn't even stop to drink or anything at the end. And great rundown. Looking forward to seeing what else he brings. Y'all have a great one. I'm out.